So, do you have 3 tips for somebody who's just starting out in staging before we sign off for this episode? And
Say
let's go deep, not like, those surface level 3 tips
right.
that everybody thinks of.
Okay. I mean, I think you have to say yes to everything, right? Unless you have the resources not to, and you could be choosy. But I think by saying yes to everything, you discover what the red flags are. You can shape a process. You can understand what you can do and cannot do, and what your limitations are. So I think saying yes to like everything and anything that comes your way. Number two would be to start systems and processes as soon as humanly possible. And so if you write the same email more than 3 times, create a template and put it in your Outlook, your Gmail, whatever it is. It's a little tab. You just like enter a template and someone contacts you like, hi, I'm curious about staging a home. And you tap that, you pull that drop down menu and like, boop, thank you so much, insert Jim, and then everything is there, and your systems and processes are just, they're so huge, they will save you time, they will get you through stuff, but also they are always fluid. I'm always updating the language, the look, the feel, and I'm doing it, like I'm sitting with it and go through every single thing to make sure that it's relevant, that it reads right, that people understand it. And so like the part two of that is,
Mhm.
as you're developing system and processes, like ask the people that you're sending out to, like, is this clear? Does this
Yes.
make sense? Have I explained this?
I love that part.
Um, and I think that the I'm gonna come up with a top 10. But we'll give 3 today, but I want to come up with a top 10.
Yes.
Um, I think number 3, one thing I started to do that someone taught me in real estate was, when you don't get a project, ask why, right?
Mm.
And there's a way to do it. We have a follow-up process for every proposal that goes out. If someone says like, hey, thanks so much, we've decided against it, it's always like, you know, hi Sue, thank you so much for letting me know. Really appreciate it. Just curious, it would really help me with my business and understanding things that I'm sure you as a real estate agent knowing and what it's like to pitch and not get things. Would you be able to share with me why we didn't get the project? And then you sort of give them the answers, right? Like, is it the price? Is
Mm.
the aesthetic? Is it something like a personal connection, right? Because those are usually the things,
The 3. Yeah.
and people will tell you, and then you can start to understand, like, okay, if every project I didn't get, they said price, like my pricing is probably off for what
Off.
I can offer. And so there are a lot of times where we might know what established pricing is in a marketplace for
Mm.
something, and then someone tries to get that same price as an established person in the established marketplace, and you're not established.
Mhm.
And that's kind of an indicator of like, well, if the standard price is 15,000 and you've been doing this for 3 weeks, and you don't talk right, you don't look right, you don't present
Right.
right, but you're asking for the same price point as the company that's been doing this for 10 years, like your price is too high for what you
Mhm.
can offer. Maybe deep down inside that you'll do an even better job because you're so hungry for it, but what you're showing doesn't
Doesn't
offer that
match.
same value. And so asking why is really helpful. And then I think from those 3, you could sort of like build on those for each thing, like within the business.